But it's a live venue as well. So I played a gig and then proceeded to tweet a little bit about it and get all excitable afterwards. That was good fun. Weekend broadcasting, of course, for 24 hours. That brings us straight to today. So pretty much I've spent more time on simrace.tv than I have doing anything else in the world. I'm sure Simon Malowish can share my pain with that one. But you still have time to bang out some new leveries, Si. So I don't know how many hands you've got. But if you've got any that are available for rent, I couldn't mind half doing a pair for work at the minute. GRC having a little bit of a summer break here at the moment with all of the different various things to do. I think the only other thing that we've got going on at the moment is the Mad Dog Endurance event, which I'm sure took place not too long ago, but it does have a fair few rounds. That took place last Wednesday. Jordan Weeks currently equal leading that with Stephen Martins and Ben Warren, Reinu Muru, Ken Hunter, Emmanuel Gaxella, Kevin Buddy, that's where he comes from, Ian Hannon, and Lucas Gabrielaski. So Gabriel, do you know what? He's turned into the Nigerian long distance runner. Sorry, Lucas, but you are. So good to see some of the names actually coming across. Actually, so pleasure to see. If you fancy a little bit of endurance action, the next round for that one is on the 29th of August at Monza. Easiest track to learn. Probably the most easiest track to crash out on as well. 120 minutes. Track time accelerated 3 times the speed of real time. That's how fast we are here at GRC. We don't bother with real time. Yeah, come and get yourself signed along. rfgrc.co.uk. You know you want to. Let's come to the end of the warm-up session here. Penalty weights all being added. The famous R factor sign goes up. It is all looking good. Apart from possibly my face. Or maybe not. We'll soon find out. So, straight to turn a little bit of a technical issue. So we will just get everything all set up. I love the way how the drivers all react. They're like, what? What? So funny, Ben Walters has left the game. Oh dear. Hurry back, Ben. You've already had one drama today. Favourite ABBA songs? Waterloo, apparently, by Martin Palm. Money, Money, Money from Borna. That's so Eastern European. Money, money, money. Send Western Union in a British economy. Comes from someone that had to send money to everywhere for ages, that does. Okay, simrace.tv, just entering in. Wait a couple of seconds for Ben to rejoin if he can. And then we'll be back racing again soon. I'll pop my teeth in. Apologies, I'm not up to my normal pizzazzy self. But when you've been commentating for a shocking amount of time in the last few days, I've got a little bit of a horsey one. I think Ben just making his way to the grid now, and we'll be back racing as ever. Yamagazi, since when do they have a call to the grid for race 2 warm-up? I don't know. Since they all got a little bit prima donna-ish. It does make me wonder if some of these sim racers were real racers and they were like slightly diva-ish. What kind of things would they request? Borna, I'm sure, would ask for personal wench.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Martin Palm would probably want, I don't know, the highest speed internet connection dialed straight into his brain permanently. James Kirk would probably just want a mechanical hand. I'd just like an everlasting piece of cake. Zildjian Bricalo leads us round on the formation lap. I've not seen the bounty advert where you eat it and it comes back, but to be fair, oh, I tell you what I did have today. Whatever it is. I had my very first Hershey's Kisses today, and it's one of those things where you eat it and it tastes really, really nice, but then actually when you get down to the centre of it, it just tastes like someone's politely sicked into your mouth. It's disgusting. I'll never eat another one ever again. Zildjian Bricalo, round on the formation lap. Leads for a 1-2 for TMO Mobile with Kyril Aziz alongside. Martin Palm third with Borna Spogliaric, his teammate, in 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for TMO, good stuff. Babas 5 for Union, ahead of Mirko Wenzel 6th for Online Motorsport. Kevin Buddy 7, ahead of Hans-Peter Mead in the 2nd Online Motorsport 8. Andreas Stankiewicz 9 for TMO Osiris. And Mike Wrightson, top 10 for ERK. 11, Thomas Anius, ahead of Marvin Amantz. Reino Murray for TTFR, don't know where his team boss is today. Missing in action is Tyrone. Paul Joseph, 14th for Union, ahead of Reino Rum, 15th for Team Estonia, out of position. Dave Robertson, 16th, hoping for better luck this time round for Team Core. TTF's James Ross, 17th, all teamed up. Lucas Gabrielaskis, 18th. Norman Bruce, Carlitoy, 19th. Cameron Brewster, TSA Racing 20. Lee McLaughlin, TSA Racing Dice, 21st. Stuart Fleming, Team Core, 22nd. Paul Gardner, 23rd as an independent. 24th, James Kirk, to be beamed up somewhere into the top 20. 6 Access Racing. Whoopke Hoekstra, this time braking is good, 25. Ben Walters, 26th and last for the TSA Dice team. Well, Whoopke, if you're going to have another noob dive down into turn 1, I think you may do more damage from there. And then I don't think, well, Driving like a Wookiee, more like. We shall soon find out as leaders get onto the back of, or start to line up on the grid, as the back of the grid start to sort themselves out. Nice and tightly bunched, actually. No Martin Brundle comments. You'll know what I mean if you know what I mean. There we are, round 2, about to get underway. 11 laps of high octane action begins now, and Aziz away better initially off the line, and then Bricalo seems to have a better second gear. He just seemed to floor it away from there. Aziz pulls right into the slipstream, having a little go. Palm well away too. Spoljaric once again a tardy start, but no one else seems to be able to capitalise, as Aziz very heavy on the braking down, just doing a quick flick down once again. Who's that diving right up the field, having a right good old shindig? I think, oh no, I don't know who that is. Oh dear, someone's facing the wrong way. It's Brucey Bonus. Yep, Norman Bruce, 26th position. Paul Gardner in the gravel, 25. Not working out well at all for them, but everyone else safely through. Pretty much. Bricalo just ahead of Aziz. Palm, Benzel 4, Spoljaric, Abbas, Budgie, Stankevicius, Anios, and Wrightson up into 10. Handfeet Mead once again. Another man that's not been able to get off the line today. Probably weight dependent as the field streams round. Someone well offline. It's Hoekstra actually again. Down into the hairpin, but then into the more technical and flowing second half of the lap. But this is the place where overtaking is a little bit more difficult, because it's high speed, high maintenance, high, well, coverage of the track, as Hoekstra goes around Ross for 19th position. Everyone a little bit more in a line this time round, to be fair, although no less tied to each other, as Bruce got round Gardner. Looks as though everyone's safely through. Who's that? That's Stankevicius in Abbas, 7 and 8. Oh, sorry, 6 and 7. Abbas and Buddy. I thought it was Stankevicius getting involved. Buddy there once again, wrong-footed, side by side. Abbas gives him no room. Oh, Stankevicius pushes him round. Buddy spins. He's managed to keep this foot in, and everyone is going round the outside of him. Poor old Kevin Buddy. Really, really unlucky there, as he comes steaming out of the corner. 17th position, Brewster going by. He's going to be down into 18th by the time he gets down there. So very, very problematical for him. And he's straight on the attack there, side by side with Brewster. Oh, Ross there getting caught out with Hoekstra down in 19th and 20th. Someone else is off again there. Oh, it's Paul Gardner, completely missing turn 1. Taking a sponge bath in the gravel, unfortunately, but the only thing you'll pick up there is some kind of nasty crabs, as Bricalo, Aziz and Palm spin out of the, well, not spin, sorry. Here's gasp, auto gasp from my cameraman. They all come flying out. So Bricalo, Aziz and Palm all out of the hairpin together. Spoljaric looking a bit ragged in 4th, but keeping it all together. Then Wenzel, Abbas, Wrightson now in 7th. Oh, Abbas is off. I thought we'd clattered that curb. Abbas leaving it a bit too wide and then looping and spinning round. Reino Room has done exactly the same thing in the background. Obviously no room left on the track for him. And well, we often see this. Oh, and James Ross is round. Ross is round and safely smacked by McLaughlin and someone else as well. Dave Robertson, I think, was involved in that one. James Ross in 22nd, 23rd now for TTF. What's going on? It's like we see this quite often. Race 2 is normally the let's all push a little bit harder and have a drama. Reino Room retires his car for Team Estonia. He's had enough. Ross rejoins in last. Fleming in trouble as well. So problems there, and Aziz pulls out to have a go at Bricalo down into turn 1, battle for the lead. Bricalo looking a little bit defenceless. Is he going to try and hold on round the outside and keep the inside line for the second part of the chicane? Contact between the two. Martin Palm fancies having a sticking his little nose in, whipping it all around like some kind of soap opera character. There's no, there'll be none of that dirty singing, Mr. Cameraman, in the corner. As Aziz, a much better line out of that chicane, but there's nowhere really to go round there as Reino Room leaves the game in disgust. Aziz running out wide. Palm may have a go. Ooh, someone's off. It's Gebre Selassie. Oh my goodness me. Now that I've got it in my head, it's ruined. He's dropped from 12th to 15th anyway, as the leaders come spinning again there. Aziz looking like he wanted to throw it all away. He has done in the past once or twice, but in general he is one of the more reliable drivers, but he's looking like he's ragged. It's almost as if he feels like he should have that position, and he's trying everything that he desperately can to make sure that what he wants he gets. Palm just keeping a watching brief. Very, very well done here. And Borna looking much closer this time than what he was previously. Wrightson's now up to 6th ahead of Stanky Vicious. So that's worked out well for him as the leading trio once again. Palm this time actually looking the wrong one. And look at Aziz. He's going to try and steam it through into the final corner, and he's done it. That was a great exit. Great exit. Bracalo immediately on the attack. I think this is because Aziz maybe thinks that, do you know what, Bracalo can hang on round the outside, so can I. All this is allowing Palm and Spoljaric to have a go. If Aziz does exactly what Bracalo done last time, just hold the outside line, Bracalo has got nowhere to go. Thank you very much, says Aziz, and he continues to hold that position. He just needs to make it work now around these next couple of corners to hold it, and Bracalo's sticking his nose straight in. Make sure Aziz doesn't cut right across, because that would be trouble. He's giving him just enough of a car length for him. And look at Martin Palm getting involved too, and he's going to be in primed and tickled position should this all go wrong, as Aziz goes in deep to keep the position. That's going to leave him a little bit exposed on the exit. But Bracalo unable to do anything because it's too much of a shorter run, as Spoljaric taking an alternative line through the hairpin. Mirko Wenzel is excuse me, just behind with Wrightson running outright in the hairpin. Stanky Vicious unable to capitalise. Aeneas is now in 8th with Mead, Amance and Muru, as Muru gets round Amance for 10th position. And then Kevin Buddy has just got round Paul Joseph for 12th and 13th. There's Aziz, Bracalo, Palm and Spoljaric fight their way through. Still 25 drivers running in the race, just Room the only retirement as he rage quitted out. Look at this quartet. That round previously was the first round Spoljaric had not been on the podium. Palm still maintaining a 100% podium visit record. You'll want to keep that. Going to have problems though, because these two are so busy slowing each other down with their battle. Palm is now under attack from Spoljaric just as much as Bracalo is now attacking Aziz. But Aziz has got this one covered potentially as they come speeding through, and you can see how much of a problem this is causing, because Spoljaric, oh my goodness me, Bracalo much more aggressive this time. Aziz takes a much wider line. Contact again between the two on the exit. This isn't Bang Bang Racing, that's a top-down cutesy one, I'm afraid. This is R Factor. Back you come, fellas. And the four continue on. Great battles going on down the field, but they're not for the lead. So we're not showing them just as much at the moment. But just to run down the order, just while you're watching this, it's Aziz, Bracalo, Palm, Spoljaric, who's gone in very deep again into that hairpin. Wenzel is still 5. Wrightson is still holding off Stanky Vicious just for 6th and 7th. Then it's Aeneas, Mead, Muru, Amance, Buddy, then Joseph, as that's Bracalo having an awful run through that turn. Dave Robertson's 14th. Lee McLaughlin now 15, ahead of James Kirk and Stuart Fleming. Lucas Gabrielaskis, Whoopi Hoekstra. Ben Walters is now up into 20th. Cameron Brewster's down to 21st. Paul Gardner's now up into 22nd, ahead of James Ross. Norman Bruce is at 24th, and Ehab Abbas is 25th and last, over a minute off the pace. I wonder if he had to pit or something at the end of that little spinning round tactic, or he's done it again maybe, because he's now last and he wasn't before. There's Palm running out dangerously wide in that penultimate corner, and Bracalo once again, Horace hoovering, sucking right up into the rear of Aziz, practically colonicking that rear bumper. Oh, as Abbas rejoins out of the pits, Bracalo this time has got more than halfway past Aziz. Aziz trying to hold on, that's going to beat in the middle. Crummalicious, I had pasta in my brain there. And poor old Hamilton being splattered in the wall. James Kirk has retired from the race. and is out from 23rd, so he's obviously had enough there somewhere along the line. There's Aziz and Bracalo side by side once again, and it looks as if Bracalo has basically managed to unravel Aziz. Aziz pounds it in round the outside to hold the position. Great stuff there. Bracalo really struggling to find a way back through, because Aziz has basically had to sit and watch Bracalo do all the moves himself. This time round he's got a lot of them sorted, but Bracalo's got it on the inside here, and he goes! Off goes onto the ground. How on earth did Bracalo manage to save that? Look at Spoljaric and Palm side by side. Spoljaric's through. They're going to end up 3 wide into the next corner. This is not going to work. Who's going to have to give way? It's going to be Aziz gets round. Spoljaric's pushed onto the outside. Look at Palm. This is absolutely nuts racing between the TMO quartet as they come flying round. iCameraman is closing his eyes. He's the team boss of Torrent Motorsports and he's crying with fear. He's like, how on earth Ilja Bracalo held that? I will never know. I thought for sure he was going into the kitty litter. As Palm spinning one half up the inside of Borna Spoljaric, but he backs out of it. My goodness me. And that is all played into the hands of Khairul Aziz, because that is the first time that he has had a specific gap over these trio, and Bracalo can no longer look in front of him. He's now got to look in his mirrors, because Spoljaric, regardless of weight, is going to get slipstream in action down the main straight. Is he going to pull out and have a go? No, he's not. Look at Martin Palm having half a dive through side by side through 1 and 2, and Spoljaric will keep that one because Palm will be shuffled back behind him. Regardless of how their exits are, all this allowing Mirko Wenzel now just within 4 seconds of the leader in 5th position, doing a great job. Stanky Vicious has just got round Mike Wrightson for 6th and 7th. And then we've got Anuis, Mead, Muru, Buddy, Amance, Paul Joseph, Dave Robertson, McLaughlin, Greblialaskas. Hoekstra has just got round Stuart Fleming for 17th and 18th positions. That's worked out well for Whoopi Goldberg. Brewster, Walters. So Cameron Brewster's overtaken Ben Walters. And we've got Paul Gardner has just about to be attacked by James Ross. Oh, Gabrielaskas has lagged out, so I think he will disconnect. Norman Bruce, Ihababas is a lap down, still running. And these leaders have kind of filtered themselves out a little bit after that concertina of the anorexic nature. Goodness me. Oh, so the closest battle actually going, oh no, Martin Palm has got round Spoljaric. When did that happen? Let me just have a little look. Oh yeah, pulled out. Nice clean manoeuvre done there. Let's see whether or not he can hold it, because Spoljaric is practically attaching himself by a paperclip to his rear bumper. Waiting till the last moment. Bracalo fastest lap as he tries to eat into Khairul Aziz. He's got the gap back under a second. Look at Spoljaric side by side with Palm. Can Palm hold on round the outside? He's got less weight. That may help, but no, he's pulled out too wide. Spoljaric gets the switcheroo. Dives back through, up into 3rd position. Palm outmanoeuvred there, unfortunately. Down into 4th. The ladies' favourites will not be giving out Ferrero Rocher to Borna, as Bracalo still 8 tenths behind Aziz, but visibly closing. Now down to 7. And it will come to the point where he hits the slipstream very shortly, as it was Gabrielaskas crashed out, as James Ross in 20th place, having a go at Paul Gardner for 19th, doesn't do it. Paul Gardner holds on for the time being to that. What's going on back up front though? Oh, Aziz bounces over the curb. That's going to well wrong foot him. Bracalo, much cleaner exit, and he's going to have it just on pure speed alone. Dives through to the next corner. Oh, he's a bit slidey. Oh, I tell you what. If those skids were in underpants, I would have changed them up. Bracalo takes back the lead. And Aziz continues to hold on. James Kirk being very dramatic in the chat room. This has been the worst evening of my life. I'll look at the day he was born, possibly for that one. Stanky Vicious, round the final corner. Only joking, I'm going for a drink. Make it an alcoholic one. Palm not able to do very much for Spoljaric, I don't think, down into 1. He's having a look though. I think he may be a bit too far behind as Aziz locks up heavily into 1. Stankiewicz having a go at Marco Wenzel for 5 and 6. Stankiewicz unable to do anything. Look at Wrightson. Very pleased with him in 7th position, doing a great stuff. Then Anuus in 8. Mead 9, Murrow still in 10, and Buddy 11. Not quite capitalising on his qualifying pace. Yeah, but still a good little few battles further down the field as well. As Ricardo, has he broke the back of Aziz? A second clear now. Yeah, Aziz looks like he's not quite as competitive now. Spoljaric, I don't think he's quite broke Martin Palm. 4 attempts between those. And Wenzel has managed to hold off Stankiewicz for the time being, but Wenzel very, very wonky into that turn, and I think that may well allow Stankiewicz to close right up onto him. Indeed it does. Too much to watch. Ooh, Paul Joseph, Dave Robertson side by side for 13th and 14th position, and Dave Robertson's going to have that. Or is he? Bounces across the curb. Paul Joseph says thank you very much. Retakes the position. Can't get past one past Paul Joseph very easily. He is one of the most experienced sim racing drivers I know. And he is the most experienced GRC driver, so he holds on to that position for the time being. Across the line, it's 3/4 of a second, the difference between Ilja Bracalo and Kyril Aziz. Spoljaric having to defend from Martin Palm. Oh, he's gone in too deep, and Palm will say thank you very much. Side by side between the two, Palm being pushed right the way out to the edge of the track. Borna is about holding it for now. Palm do well to just get back onto the inside and maybe have a half stab down into the hairpin maybe, or something like that, depending on what line Borna takes here, or he does the one where he straight lines the whole thing, so therefore it kind of blocks each and every move you make. Martin maybe a little bit. Oh, Borna once again very deep into the hairpin. Palm's going to have a much better exit out of that. Borna really sliding the car. Great freeway behind as well. And that's Palm. What can he do? Can he try and go round the outside? Try and get the inside for the next corner? No, it's not going to happen. What's going on behind? No, Wenzel's held that from Stankiewicz and Wrightson. That'll do, laddie, that'll do. But Palm, once again, sniffing all over Borna's rear. Let's hope he uses Femfresh, because otherwise it could be a problem. Palm, once again. Borna's a wily old sod, isn't he? What can Martin do? Spoljaric goes defensive, but Palm's still having half a look. It's not really a major overtaking place, but it worked for him earlier. Oh, Stankiewicz through on Wenzel, round the outside on the penultimate turn. What can Wenzel do into the final corner? Not a lot. If anything, he's wrong-footed now so that Mike Wrightson can have a go. Oh, who's that off? There's a massive load of stuff down the start-finish straight. Not quite sure whose it belongs to, but someone's had an accident. What can Palm do on Borna? Ooh, no. Late braking into there. Stankiewicz holds off Wenzel. Wrightson unable to capitalise. And that was Paul Gardner who had smashed out into the final turn and has retired with an accident. And there's parts of that car across the floor onto the final lap. Riccardo has been recaught by Aziz. Spoljaric has got Palm all over him. Stankiewicz has still got Wenzel and Wrightson all over him. And Hans-Peter Mead got Reinu Muro all over him. So 2 by 2, Noah's Ark. What can happen down into the next corner or two is going to decide the end of this race quite permanently. Oh, Spoljaric! God knows how he kept that one together, and he has done. As the field continue to come around and look at Aziz. Got to be so decisive on where he's going to make this last ditch attempt manoeuvre. Could be down into the penultimate corner, but no. Ricardo's got it covered. Aziz doesn't really know where to stick it. Got a great exit off the penultimate corner, but he's just pushing Ricardo round the final turn, unfortunately. And he is not close enough. Ricardo, by the skin of his pyjamas, takes the victory here for round 2 of the Autodrome Most circuit. Aziz grabs second. Once again, very, very close. Spoljaric takes third from Martin Palm as they switch the positions. Stankiewicz grabs 5th ahead of Mirko Wenzel, 6th. Wrights in an excellent 7. Hans-Peter Mead 8th. Reino Muru 9. Kevin Buddy grabbed 10th in the end. Thomas NEOS losing 4 positions in the last couple of laps. Marvin Amunts there in 12th place. Dave Robertson did get round Paul Joseph in the end for 13th and 14th position on the last lap, just separated by 0.2 of a second. Whoopke Hoekstra grabs 15th, just ahead of Liam McLaughlin. Again, just 0.2 between them. Stuart Fleming overtakes Cameron Brewster on the last lap for 17th and 18th. James Ross had caught the pair of them, but wasn't able to do anything in 19th. Brucey Bonus coming round for 20th for Walter Blue Racing, and he's beat home Ben Walters, whose car looks like it wants to go to a dump, be permanently brushed in 21st position. 22nd and finishing 1 lap down, Ehab Abbas, but to all points. And your retirements, unfortunately, Paul Gardner once again in the wall. Lucas Gabrielascus, a crash. James Kirk, we believe, is a crasheroo as well. And Reino Rum. Who rage quitted out from the very first lap. So another fantastic evening of entertainment. Entertaining racing. Kirk was a quit, unfortunately. Why? There's always points to be had. Never quit is my motto in life. Otherwise I'd never have got all of those 1-point finishes in my career.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Oh, dearie me. Baby Bell. Oh God, who would eat Baby Bell? That's like soapy cheese. It's like you've taken your cheese to the bath with you. It's wrong. We will never quit until we won, says Kevin Buddy. That's the kind of spirit I like. Dave Robertson says yes, he clenched a bit at James Ross's accident. Should have let go and followed through. Might have gained a few more positions. So, the final round of this evening's GRC events sees round 3 with the Magic Finger of Fear. Simon Melhuish, cameraman extraordinaire, will go on to randomgenerator.com. Give us a number between 5 and 10, and those people in the number that are selected get reversed. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What else exciting is going on in the world? Don't know if anyone's been playing IGPmanager.com. I've signed myself up. I do like management simulators. I used to spend lots of time on F1 Time when I was a nipper Back in the day. That was when IRC chat rooms were like big new things. Hell, when I was a nipper, we talked in bits. My little ZX Spectrum. Back in the day. Ah, misty-eyed reminiscing. I was talking to someone earlier on today actually about the first time that I ever played a game with a steering wheel, and it would have been Iron Man Super Off-Road in the arcades, and because you could have 2 people or something, my brother used to go on it, and you'd put in about 20p. My mum used to go, there you go, I'll see you in a couple of hours, because I was so good at that game. You would be able to do your whole weekly shop and come back and still find me on there. Shame that's not kind of transferred onto these days. Also a good topic that I brought up for when magic number. A good topic that may be worthwhile bringing up. I'd like to hear people's comments of it. Hashtag GRCR3. If you could put anything into a sim racing game to make a sim racing game better, or a feature that you feel is missing or needs to be improved on, what would you stick in it? I'd love to know. So, the magic finger of fear is 10. Woo! The top 10's been. I've been waiting for the day when it's the top 10 and the top 10 get reversed. Awesomeosaurus. So, everyone's favourite new friend, Kevin Buddy, is on pole. See, if you're not our buddy now, Kev, you never will be. The sands of time have played their cards for you, my friend. Good luck, all.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
I do love the fact that you can't see what we're all talking about in the R-Factor chat rooms. Weight's being added. Gotta love the sim racing community. Want to be anywhere else on Monday evening? Community. Oh my god, and everything and stuff. I come from East Anglia. In it. Do you know what Adam would say to me today at work? I was saying to her, I was like, well, what would you like to do for a living? And she came out with, well, of course I want to be an embalmer. I was like, what? What do you have to study to do this? She was like, yeah, $5,000. I was like, you got any GCSEs? GCS, and then she went, GCS what? Kevin Buddy leads us round on the information lap. Welcome to Pole. In my world, if you're a buddy on Pole, that's called a one-night stand. Raina Murray alongside for TTFR. Third, Han Peter Mead for online motorsports. Fourth, Mike Wrightson, English Racing Nights. Fifth, Mirko Benzel for online motorsport. Then a little gaggle of TMO, which actually got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last time out. Didn't notice that. My goodness me. 5 will make you get down. God. Andreas Tank Your Vicious shown the age. Osiris 6. Martin Palm 7 ahead of Bonus Boliaric 8. Cairo Aziz 9 and Ilja Piccolo 10. Then it's As You Were from 11 down. Thomas Anius and Dave Robertson. Joseph and Wookie Hoekstra. 15 and 16. Tully McLaughlin and Stuart Fleming. 17, Cameron Brewster, and 18, James Ross. Brucey bonus for Norman Variety, in 19th, with Ben Walters in 20th. You have a Bass, 21st, Paul Gardiner, 22nd. Please come home, Paul. Home is where the points are. And Lucas Gabrielaskis rounds off the grid. James Kirk and Rainer Broom have decided not to return, so 23 will be taking part in this final one. And what I find quite interesting about this is that now the people who have got less weight are towards the front, so how will fatties struggle, because they're starting at the midfield. Someone needs to put up some pictures of like these cars, and then that YouTube video of the fat kid being waved some cake and it's like all jumping up and down in its cot. Oh no, that was my photo album. Kevin ready to get going, and he's off and away for round 3, and that's a good start, much better than Reinu Muru, but he's well clear of Hans-Peter Mead. It's all very sedate up front. Behind, everyone else looks like they're a little bit more chocker of my blocker as they come down into turn 1, and Buddy leads from Muru. Then it's all kicking off behind. Hans-Peter Mead is round. Oh dearie me, there's Cameron Brewster's off, and someone else is facing the wrong way. It's Anius as well. That was a chain reaction caused by one of the online motorsports spinning round, and it was Hans-Peter Mead, who's actually only dropped down to 9th with all of that going on. But I believe he was given a helping hand as Kevin Buddy nearly going off to find some of his buddy friends in the crowd, but he still leads from Muru. Wrightson up to 3rd, Stanky Vicious, Benzel, Palm, Aziz, Spoljaric, Mead, Bracalo down to 10 then, or staying in 10th after all that, Robertson, Gabrielaskis. Oh, and that's old Walters, isn't it? Cameron Brewster is retired from his lap 1 turn 1 damage. Walters is without a front bumper again. I've not seen him with one this evening. So Buddy, Muru, Wrightson and Stanky Vicious, that's all kicking off behind. Martin Palm and Kyrula Z 6 and 7 position, trying to get round Wenzel, and they're all kind of flopping into each other. Spoljaric is there too. Hans-Peter Mead and Bracalo. Then there's a gap back to Dave Robertson, who's kind of leading the rest of the charge round. There's a Wookie Hoekstra for some reason. That must be lagging or something. Lee McLaughlin off the track in 15th, rejoining again. And it's been a very, very messy opening lap as Spoljaric's off onto the grass. That's not going to help him. And look at Martin Palm side by side with Wenzel for 5 and 6 out of the final turn, and he's got him. But can he keep it? What I'd do is go extremely defensive down into 1 so that people can then only go round the outside of you if they feel daringly. That's exactly what Palm is not doing. He's leaving the outside open, and it's going to be free in, and that's not going to work. Wenzel takes the position back. Palm's not got quite enough jumps to get round, although he's got pushed poor old Mirko right out wide, and he's got him back. Great exit out of the chicane for Palm. Wenzel stays 6th. Spoljaric gets round Aziz, as does Bracalo. Hans-Peter Mead is there as well, so it's all change as the next clutch of the cars all go flying through. Reinu Muru is caught onto the back of Buddy. Wrightson has got Stanky Vicious all over him. They're really all collected right up here as Aziz and Bracalo side by side out of the hairpin. Everyone else pretty much as you were further behind, just so you have a Bass and Wookie Hoekstra side by side, but that could all end in tears. Buddy and Muru piling on the pressure for the DTFR team. They want victory. Wrightson wants a podium and Stanky Vicious wants them all. Cookie Monster. As they come round to Palm, pulling clear now of Mirko Wenzel, and Spoljaric is now being held up, so Palm needs to use this to his advantage and try and pull away as much as possible if he wants to try and claw into some of the stalemate that has become this evening's championship. And Strange Stanky Vicious having a go at Wrightson for third and fourth into the penultimate corner. Wrightson breaks out late, very, very late. Stanky Vicious trying to get the inside line for the final turn. Wrightson gives him the room. Stanky Vicious says thank you very much. Gives him the Eastern European wave as they come flying out of the final turn. And well, he's got much better exit as well, and through he goes. Wrightson has nothing to say. Look at what's going on behind though. They're all pulled to the inside wall there. Mirko Wenzel then comes across to take his racing line. Spoljaric, four wheels breaking down into the corner. They just about hold it together, and look at Bracalo and Aziz side by side behind for 8th and 9th position. Bracalo trying to go around the inside, Aziz on the outside by the looks of it. Yes, they are. Bracalo's got that one. Aziz is going to have to settle back behind. Hans-Peter Mead is there, and look at Luke Gebrielaskas. He's not shown fantastic pace, but just because he's kept it clean, it's an 11th, and he's about to join in with all of this, and he's dragging Dave Roberts and Paul Joseph along with him. So we're going to have an absolute train of cars. Even Norman Bruce is only 18 seconds off the leader, so everyone really, really stepping up. Look at that, Moore is through, he's past Buddy, and that was, oh, in a replay, I think, yeah, Buddy, maybe his surname really is Birdie, and he's made a mistake because he keeps believing he can fly out of that corner, and it's not helping him out at all, so he's down to second. What's that? That's changed. Spoljaric is past Wenzel, he's going around the outside. My goodness me, what a fantastic move there by Borna Spoljaric. And look at Bracalo, four-wheel drifting. Not really good at all there for the tyres, which don't seem to really have been ruined too much, but when you've got so much... Oh, James Ross off into the gravel in 16th position, 17-18 now, rejoining. That was a bizarre one. It was like he just speared off for no real reason. So he's just going to rejoin as Ben Walters goes round the outside in Yoink's 18th position. Sans Bonnet. As look at Buddy. He's back through again. Buddy's into the lead. He's gone for it in the penultimate corner. And then he's got it through the final one. Down the straight they come. Where's they going to all end up? 3 into 1's not going to work. Look at Stanky Fisher trying to go around the outside. Muru's going in very, very deep. Buddy. Is it Wrightson? Poor old Mike Wrightson. Poor, poor man. That wasn't deserved at all. In fact, well, what can you do? Spoljaric up to full 5th, sorry. Palm grabs 3rd. And poor, poor, poor old Mike Wrightson there. And Buddy to some extent as well, because look who leads. Andreas Stankiewicz, he backed out of it. He knew that was wise. Green for go. And Andreas Stankiewicz takes the lead from Kevin Buddy. Palm now 3rd. Muru 4. And well, what a shame. There, Muru going round. Wrightson nowhere to go. Not a good one at all for all of them. And look at Spoljaric straight onto Muru for 4 and 5. And Muru, that's not going to get him onto the track. I could see that one coming. As soon as you take over half the car across that curb, it is good night Vienna. And look at Wrightson Aziz. Oh, Muru, Muru, Muru. Oh, sayonara. Doodle pip. Aziz. Past Wrightson then, so Kyril up into 5th position. So hard around that chicane because it's two very, very tight apexes. So Stankiewicz pulling away from Buddy. Palm on his tail now in 3rd. Spoljaric 4, pulled clear from Aziz. Wrightson's now got Bracalo all over him. And Bracalo, my goodness me, getting to know the back of Wrightson's car intimately practically, and that will do quite nicely for Bracalo. And Wrightson just folds right in behind. Wenzel's got teammate Hans-Peter Mead behind. Let's hope they don't do some kind of kamikaze act. Lucas Gebrielaskas now up into 10th. Great run by him. Then Dave Robertson still ahead of Paul Joseph. Those two have been at it all evening. Bass, then McLaughlin and Ewis. Paul Gardner, I'm not going to curse it, but he's still going. Ben Walters, and Ross and Hoekstra, and look at Buddy, once again, he's got Palm all over. Let's hope that it's not, well, it's body palm, not face palm. Norman Bruce is in trouble. because he's about to be lapped by everyone. He's had a right disastrous lap. Oh, and someone's off. It's Ehab Abbas down to 13th position, so he's in trouble again too. And look at Martin Palm sticking half a nose in. Half-hearted attempts do not work round those high-speed turns unless you're hoping to just scare someone off. But it doesn't look as though Kevin looks like he wants to be scared. He would rather hug everyone. He is the buddy. He wants to be everyone's friend. And unfortunately, any friends that I know that get that close intimately is a fisherman's friend, and that's because it's always in your mouth. Buddy, so careful. And this is going to be interesting. It's not very often we get to have people lap. And they're going to have to deal with them very shortly. In fact, no, Norman Bruce, they're practically down to a halt and they're all letting him go for it, so that's worked out okay. Look at Palm though, down onto the inside of Buddy. That's a back right out of that one. So scared, practically there. Hans Peter Mead. It's Mirko Wenzel was the one that I saw dropping down the order. He's down to 12th position, so something's happened between him and Hans Peter Mead at some point, I'd imagine. Bad stuff for teammates. Not going to happen. Once again, Palm all over the back of Kevin Buddy for second and third. And look at them all speeding out the chicane. And you've just got to be so careful around these corners to make sure that when you do go for the opportunity, side by side for Paul Joseph and Dave Robertson for 10th and 11th. And once again, Robertson holds the position. Look at Mirko Wenzel, we'll have a piece of that. And so will he have a bass as well, 2 by 2. That's messy potential. I tell you what, someone get a bib, because that is going to be absolute mess. As Abbas runs out wide, Wenzel's not got anywhere to really go, and Abbas has to tuck back in behind again. Let's see what's going on back up the front end of the field. Andreas still leading by 1.5 seconds. Buddy not looking too bad, but look at everyone slowly catching back up again. You really lose time when you start to battle round here. And it is Buddy, Palm, Spoljaric, Aziz, Bracalo. Bracalo locking up his brakes very early into 1. And Aziz struggling out of the exit. Wrightson's on his own in 7. Gabriel Askus is 8. Mead is 9. Wenzel going down on Robertson for 10. And he swallowed him up whole. And look at that. Norman Bruce continues on. And Paul Joseph and Ehab Abbas. As that's Norman Bruce just going through, letting everyone lap him. And that's Ehab Abbas diving round the outside of Paul Joseph there as they get round the wonderful early corners. Paul Gardner still ahead of Whoopke Hoekstra. I think he'll be delighted with that. As what is Palm up to? Question is, staring very confused at Kevin Buddy's bumper. Let's hope that he doesn't. Oh dear! Kevin Buddy side by side now with Martin Palm. That was an interesting 4-wheel slide, and Kevin's had the speed, but unfortunately he's been a little bit leery in the antics. And let's just hope he doesn't end up being hit in the rear, because otherwise they'll be bum buddies by the time they finished. Into the next couple of corners. Who's going to have that? That's 5 cars trying to squeeze into a space that's only really made for 2. And look at Kevin steaming around the outside. Oh, and he goes! They are bum buddies. Round goes Buddy, being hit in the rear. Spoljaric's round as well. And he's stuck on the pit lane exit. He's got back going. Mike Wrightson weaving through the traffic. Spoljaric. Oh, sorry, I've hit my wonderful mic button there, but yeah, I don't know if people heard me, but Spoljaric cutting the first chicane, I must have been that shocked with it, I hit my mute button. Apologies all. So, oh dear, all kinds of dramas there. So Palm hit Buddy into a spin, round went Spoljaric in sympathy, Palm now under attack from Aziz and Bracalo. The problem was that Spoljaric done an unsafe entry and nearly took out Mike Wrightson, then decided to cut the chicane down at turn 1 in order to stay ahead of Buddy as they were having half a move at each other, and it's all a bit squeaky squirrel as Lucas Gebrielaskas off the track in 8th position. He's back going again now. And look at Aziz sticking it up Palm, and that will be problems. And round he goes! Not into the pits, Aziz. This is a sprint race. Back you come, back you come. Bracalo loops round the outside, and well, unfortunately, the endurance race next week, Aziz, unless you want a quick bit of pit stop practice now. All is playing perfectly into the hands of Andreas Stankiewicz, who is now leading by 3.6 seconds. The last time I remember Stankiewicz out front and leading, though, I remember him binning it all on his own accord. So, no one count their chickens. So, I did tip him as a dark horse, but I didn't think he would be that Algerian. As they come into the next couple of corners, and Aziz recovering quite nicely. Mike Wrightson got Spoljaric and Buddy up behind him. Maybe it would be just safe to just move over and let them go. Who knows? Who knows? Gebrielaskas still got Peter Mead and Wenzel, the two online motorsports, bookending the top 10. Well, or just ending the top 10, sorry. Then Robertson, Aniuas, Joseph, Abbas and McLaughlin. Then Walters has still got Wipeke Hoekstra behind him. James Ross, Paul Gardner still going this time. Stuart Fleming. And then Norman Bruce is lapped. And Palm getting a little bit of a train behind him. As who's that changing position? That's Buddy down the inside of Spoljaric for 6th and 7th positions. Obviously weight causing an issue there for Borna. I think at the end of this race there will be some potentially heated messages exchanged between several of the drivers, and a few apologies. And look at Wrightson under attack. Buddy's going to dive on through. Ooh, squeezing on through. Wrightson's going to do the old switcheroo if he's got enough of a chance to do it. Unfortunately he's not, missing his bumper there, poor old Wrightson. That's going to leave him under the attack from Spoljaric as he comes out of the final corner. Aziz having a go at Bracalo down into 1. He's going to have a go at Palm as well. That's 2 round goes Aziz. Oh dearie me. You're Malaysian, not Japanese. Kamikaze, not your forte. Oh, Spoljaric doing the same thing again. Across the grass into turns 1 and 2. He's let Buddy go. He's going to have to let Wrightson maybe go as well. Yes, he is. Good man, Borna. Unfortunate there. I think Borna just running in too deep. I didn't catch that. I'm just going to do a quick bit of a replay. Oh, he was having a... Oh, yeah, that was a bit... Oh. Yeah, Borna having a go at Wrightson. But then, just because he was doing that move, Buddy was cutting across just to take his line, and Borna just being pincered there. Not really a lot that he could do. As someone's going through, that's Bracalo on Palm. You're on fire tonight. And up to 2nd position he goes. Martin Palm down to 3rd, staying in the slipstream, trying to see what he can do. He's got an awful lot of weight. And although that corner has been a good happy hunting ground for some of these skinnier cars, if you're a fat cow as opposed to a skinny cow, unfortunately not only are you going to be bullied and taunted for the rest of your life, and you're not going to be America's top model, you're not going to be able to make it round that corner. It is a good job that certain sensitive drivers aren't available this evening. I do apologise if you do take my jokes seriously, but some of us have got to pass the time when we commentate for about 30 hours a week. Wrightson's got Spoljaric all over him, but let's see what if Palm can do anything on the final lap. Nope. He had a little peekaboo, so thank you very much. Wrightson's got Spoljaric on him for 6 and 7 though, down into 1. What's Borna going to fancy doing? Wrightson giving people a little bit of their own medicine. He's been the person that's been struggling. Oh, it's in too deep, unfortunately. A little bit too long to get round. Without the bumper, their balance is slightly out, and that does make you struggle. Gebrselaskus still ahead of both of the online motorsport cars. Fantastic driving by him. And Ben Walters and Whoopke Hoekstra for 16 and 17. Hoekstra goes through past Ben. Oh, Ben goes round. Oh dear. Oh. It's all gone butlins into the cheap old sand. And that's unfortunate, and that will allow Paul Gardner to have half a sniff, maybe, and it's not often we get to see Paul Gardner having a go at overtaking, so well done. Oh, but who's that round? Oh, it's Thomas Aniuas off the track, that's why. Who is that? Oh dear, Stuart Walters and Gardner collecting each other, so it's all gone a little bit problematical there down to the last corner, all a bit. It's a knockout. Stankiewicz, last corner, he'll have that. Stuart Fleming waiting to be lapped so that he can just finish the race and go. He's had enough. Stankiewicz takes the win for Turret Motorsport Osiris. My tip for the dark horse. I knew he was a skinny bean. That will do nicely. Ilja Bacalo second. Martin Palm grabs third position. There's still changes going on down the field. Aziz grabs 4. Kevin Buddy 5th after a very eventful evening. Spoljaric 6. Mark Wrightson is 7. Lucas Gebrselaskus, a fantastic drive to 8th. Hans-Peter Mead is 9. Thomas Aniuas gets round to 10th position. Mirko Wenzel ends up 11th with a last minute driver. Dave Robertson grabs 12th. That'll do. Well done to Team Core. 13th for Paul Joseph, 14th for Ehab Abbas, so Paul Joseph beating home his more faster teammate in general. You have Lee McLaughlin, 15th. He'll have that ahead. Whoopke Hoekstra, who beats home James Ross for TTF. Paul Gardner, 18th, did beat home by 0.3 of a second Ben Walters after their it's a knockout moment. Stuart Fleming a lap down in 20th with Norman Bruce 21st, a lap down. Just the 2 retirements, Cameron Brewster and Reino Muru with crash damage. And that will close up the championship a little bit because Palm ends up a couple of places better off over the 3. They come 3rd and 4th. Palm ahead of Spoljaric in round 2. They reversed it for round 1 was Palm ahead of Spoljaric, 3 and 4. The other way round for round 2, Spoljaric beat home Palm. Then Palm grabs 3rd against the 6th here, so what was about 25 points-ish advantage conveniently nom-nommed down.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Oh, already the apologies and the drama begins. Just another night of sim racing. You know we all love it. Never mind, never mind. Oh dearie me. So, as agreed with Kamikaze, let's hope Bahrain, which is the big endurance race, will be equally as competitive, if not more so, just a little bit less chaotic. We'll be on the V8 layout. I remember, that was the race where I actually done rather well until I hit one of the tyre barriers. Bit of an oxymoron there. I remember Jack Nichols going, Simon Smith's in the top 10, he'll have vertigo, he's never been that high up the order. I was like, thanks. My crown moment. Got so excited into the barriers. Yes. That was when we realised that Jack Nichols was actually a gangster in disguise. So, what on earth will be going on next time? I guess you'll just have to go and tune in and find out, won't you? Thank you very much for taking part, everyone, today. Thank you very much for putting up with me, with my croaky voice, tiredness and general knackeredness. I will be back to full form for you next week, and that will be from next Monday, 8:15 roughly, British time. Thank you very much to Simon Milhuish, cameraman extraordinaire, for as ever providing you visual pixelization of the perv variety. My name's Simon Smith. You lot will take care of yourselves. And if you can't get it down into turn one, ram it.